So, I originally wasn't going to release this episode, but I decided to change my mind last second. I also wanted to change the topic I talked about as well, but that's a whole different story. But anyway, I want to talk about VidMe versus YouTube and some of the biggest things that I feel like VidMe could do to become an actual viable creator. Like, creator platform, really. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to preface this by saying no creator is going to VidMe yet, and that is terrifyingly sad because that is the greatest thing about new aggregate websites, new video aggregate websites, is that when they're brand new and you can tell that there's actual financial backing into the company, not necessarily to the creators, but like there's money coming into this business and you can kind of tell that, oh, this is a serious business that's trying to like last. It's trying to build up what they did. And one of the best examples I can give is the game Smite. I remember the first fucking week that game came out. I am sitting there like, a third-person MOBA, who gives a shit about that? And then it blew the fuck up because the people who built it actually said, hey, we're not going to just take the money and run. We're going to build this and build into a community. And now we're seeing how big it's getting. It's getting really big in the esports community, and they're doing some big things with it. And that is the greatest thing about new IPs, or at least new similar services or websites about stuff like this, is that, like, when MySpace was dominant, it was the biggest thing out there. Facebook somehow stepped in and swooped up the market, with Instagram. There's so many websites that did photo sharing. With freaking Snapchat, how many freaking mobile apps are there out there? It's like, when new IPs come out, especially with ones where it's like you can gain an audience and a following specifically, like Twitter or Facebook, etc., etc. You can name a million of them at this point. The greatest thing about that is it's a new audience, a new demographic. Because here's the thing. When you're going on YouTube and you're uploading videos now, you are going against millions of other creators. Not just a couple. No, you're going against millions. Like every minute that passes on YouTube, they say 400 hours is uploaded on YouTube. Like, you can read the statistics. It's all over the internet. And you have to sit there and try to be like, if you're trying to become a creator, oh yeah, I want to stand out over that 400 other hours in a minute. Do the math. What's 60 times 400? I think that's 24,000. Like, you have to go against 24,000 hours of content. How are you going to stand out in that shit? And that's the great thing about VidMe, is that they do have people coming to this site. They built it up. They built it up so that there's like at least a dedicated following who's like, yeah, I like this. There's new video discovery, and there's people who like the content, and there's creators who are like, yeah, I like this. But it tears my heart open when there's big creators who are like kind of sitting there and just being like, well, there's really nothing to do over there. I'm like, well, it's a new market, especially for the newer creators. Even if you have like 100,000 subscribers, you could still benefit from going over to VidMe and just aggregating more viewers, getting more help or more support, or loyal followers, really. But I do want to talk about something that I just saw today, which was that video that VidMe made as a response on Twitter to Keem's tweet. I gotta say, now I work with Keem. That's full disclosure. I work with them. But that response from VidMe was the best possible response you could ever make. Number one, it was funny. To make a good video, you gotta be fucking funny. It was funny, number one. Number two, it took the approach of like, oh, Keem's going to insult us? Well, we're going to insult us further, but we're going to make this into a positive spin. And third, it played on a bit of drama. Granted, it may not have been like any hostile drama. It plays on drama, and people get always sparked up over anything controversial. And that was one of the greatest things. That was a great video, by the way. But anyway, so I want to talk about YouTube versus VidMe and some of the things that's been going on with the adpocalypse. And I've talked about this in other videos, but I do want to bring it up again because I feel like there's a lot of new information that's coming out there. But I also want to offer some tips on how VidMe can actually build up a bigger platform. And actually, I'm going to be throwing my name into their emails and try to be like, hey, I got some suggestions. I want you to build this thing up successfully. I want to see this succeed. But anyway, the biggest thing that's a difference between YouTube and VidMe is, number one is the creators, and number two, the money. Now, I won't rely too much on creators because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, like I just said in the beginning. But it's money is the thing I want to talk about. With the adpocalypse happening on YouTube, YouTube is right now in a position of fucking over the creators, okay? Now, I'm not just saying like, I'm not saying even YouTube's in a bad spot. I'm just saying YouTube is currently fucking the creators. And I kind of say that not necessarily with malice, but in the sense that it's like, they should have more effort put into, helping creators provide content because In all reality, if you lose the people who are providing content and keeping people on the site, you lose money with that. I mean, it makes sense to keep the money flowing to them so you can keep money flowing together, like, to your site. But anyway, the biggest thing, though, that needs to start happening is, number one, your career creators. They need to be your main trusted targets, your main demographic that you are like, okay, we trust you. We understand what your content is. We understand what you're making. You know, you might play off the ball a little bit. You might be a little risque sometimes, but we trust you to essentially be our aggregators, to be the people who bring in our viewership. And this could go for either YouTube or VidMe. And then what they need to do is they need to say, okay, we are going to create, because you are a trusted member, a trusted creator on this site, YouTube or VidMe, we're going to put money into you. Not much. That's the key part. You can't put too much money into these people, otherwise you're just hemorrhaging money. But anyway, what you say is this. We're going to create a feature where, like YouTube Red, what we do is we give people the option to subscribe to your channel, just like a normal, regular, like I click on your videos and I can see the new ones that get updated. But also, we're going to create a paid membership to this website. And what we're going to do is, for every subscriber you drive in, we're going to charge a total of $5 a month. You can maybe drop that or up that to $7 to $8 just to beat out YouTube. But here's the thing. What you do is you say, okay, creators are going to get a subscriber. Subscriber's going to spend $5 to get access to these premium shows. This creator was specifically getting us subscribers, so we're going to pay them $1 or $2 based off of that $5 per month. Akin to what a Twitch subscription is. But the person who's like the content creator is getting money directly from YouTube or VidMe. They're getting just direct revenue. Like every week they're getting like a little paycheck of like $100, $200 or something small like that. And then they have the ability to grow based off of the number of subscribers that they can keep reoccurring. Now, if you guys want to do the math, I think I have a video. I'll have it linked in the description wherever it is. And if you're listening on audio, I'll probably have it on Spreaker as well. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of math involved about the value of a viewer. Like how much value does each individual click and how much money does a person earn versus the creator and the networks. There's a ton of math out there. But for the sake of argument, I'm gonna briefly go over this in a synopsis like I did in the last video, which is each viewer is worth a very small fraction of a cent. Now, the biggest standard on YouTube is 1,000 views, or any website it really is 1,000 views. 1,000 views is what I call a mile. That's what every website will call it, as like a milestone. So I call it a mile. So every 1,000 views is a mile. So every mile that a creator gets, they're gonna get maybe like $2. That, like, assuming that it was 1,000 monetized views, 1,000 ads were seen from this. So you do all the math and you do all the division. That means every time you view a video, your view is worth, I think, like 0.2 cents or just to the creator. And then the person who's delivering those ads is probably getting about 0.5 cents. So if you're just an average viewer, like the average view time on most websites is about 20 to 30 minutes. You could probably watch about 5 videos in that time. And let's say you're a person who's coming back every day to watch a video. It means you are giving this person 150 views. So in money terms, in so many words, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but you're giving a content creator maybe 70 cents to $1 total in like a year's worth of time, just from viewing like 100 to 200 video views over the course of like 12 months. You're not giving a content creator that much money from ad revenue, but that's the good thing about that is that you don't have to give people money. But the people who do help drive the business up on a website. You guys kind of see what I'm going here with it, and that was YouTube Red. YouTube Red actually pays out a lot more than just your standard advertising. So it doesn't matter how many times you watch videos on a platform like this, is that you could view so many videos in a day. And unless you're viewing over 1,000 views, over 3,000 views in a month on a creator's channel and seeing about 3,000 to 4,000 ads, you're not going to be doing as much monetarily wise as opposed to being like, oh, hey, I'm going to subscribe to VidMe Premium for $3 a month. And not only do I get to, support my creators by watching their videos even more, I get access to extra content. Now, this is where I'm going to get pissed off at creators, more than ever now especially. And I'm going to get some actual bad manners up in this podcast. And that is that Content creators are being lazy bastards. They are being lazy. I think I talked about this in another episode. But content creators who are at the point of their time before the adpocalypse on YouTube, they needed to realize is that you weren't supposed to take a break. When you became a career creator, you were supposed to be grinding your ass off day in and day out and making content. And the key thing that's being missed here is that you record so much content, and that extra content you just think is shit and trash. You can trash it, but a lot of people want to see that. And a lot of people will go, yeah, $3 is nothing. They'll pay $3, and then lo and behold, all this trash content that you like, some people actually enjoy and some people might not. That's the key part, is you want to make sure you get rid of the shit that people don't enjoy. But the people who see the videos that they like, the behind the scenes shit, or maybe the goofy, gag reel or shit like that, or the behind the scenes you screaming at your friend because he kept fucking this up, or this particular take didn't go right. Like, people want to see that. So all you do is you say, hey, for $2 a month or $3 a month, you can get access to all this shit, and you can download it and share it with your friends, or maybe not that, because then it would defeat the point. But the point is that you give the opportunity. You say, hey, I'm working my ass off twice as hard now so I can earn those subscribers. Why do you think Twitch people stream 7 days a week? It's because all the time you need to be on. You need to have your personality on. You need to be constantly developing new content. There needs to be more coming out. New things have to be evolving. And the key part about doing that is that the Twitch streamers, the reason they do this is because they need to constantly be on top of the game. They need to be retaining those viewers. The same thing should be done here. I got a couple other suggestions between YouTube with VidMe, how VidMe can actually dominate the market, but I don't want to disclose that yet because I'm actually going to be throwing my name into, like I said, I sent them some emails. I want to talk to somebody and be like, hey, I got some ideas. Hopefully I can help out. But the main thing that I feel is going to be valued more on VidMe is taking your creators and putting money into their pocket, into the sense that it gives them safety. Like, we all are people who want to have a safety net. All of my clients, the people that I work with, like, I want to say like 80% of them are all like, I'd like to have a safety net. I'd like to be getting a check every week if possible, or every month. I'd like to know that there's a certain amount of money coming in my pocket. And if there's a way to deliver that says, yeah, you're going to get a fucking paycheck every month in your pocket, like, even if it's like $100 or $200, that money's still going to be coming in your way, but, we have a contractual agreement that says, for that $200 a week we're putting in your pocket, you're putting 3 videos out a week or something like that, The quality would be difficult. The actual process of doing that is very hard. I realize that. I recognize it's very difficult. But putting the stock in the creators who are actually proven to be able to do this type of work, to actually produce this type of content, would pay out so much more, because you're just driving up your engagement, you're driving up your viewership, you're telling people, hey, we're going to build up this model that says, if the creators want to support, essentially fund this project. That's the key kind of terminology that really works and resonates with people, is fund the VidMe project, fund the project that says we're going to be new creators on a new platform. It sucks because, you don't really have tons of money to do for shit like this, because, let's say you have 100 creators that you're paying out. Well, shit, 100 times $200, you're paying $20,000 a month just to get people to go, yeah, I like these people. They've create good content. And that's just for 100 people. If you could make it so that you had 100 people and you were able to afford $20,000 a month, that's decent. It could actually stand against this fucking crazy market of YouTube and Facebook, because people would realize, oh, I got a paycheck coming every week. I don't have to worry. I know that I'm going to have a paycheck. I could go work a part-time job and make, twice as much money or something, or whatever. You get my point. So that's my biggest suggestion for VidMe. I've got a slew of other things. I've got a bunch of other ideas, and I'm actually going to try to push them to do that premium subscription thing for podcasting reasons and other stuff. But for the most part, that's the good and the bad a little bit. There's a lot of problems with VidMe. There's a couple of things that they got to sort out. But from what I can tell, it actually seems like a business that's actually getting backed up a little bit. My biggest concern, because I've seen this several times with other video aggregate websites, is that it's going to reach a point where it's like, okay, we're kind of stable, but we're not really getting new people on here, so we got to shut this whole project down. That's what I'm most concerned about. But for the most part, I don't see that necessarily happening. I just see it as a problem where it's like, okay, you got our top creators. Every time one of our top creator uploads, they're getting about 5,000 views. That's not that bad, but 5,000 views in the advertising world is not much. So if you want to survive and you want to build up monetarily and you want to actually be able to expand the business, not necessarily calling it begging, but the main thing you need to do is offer a service that the people, the viewers, want to subscribe for and pay money for, to either get more content, get entered into like raffles and win shit, or feel like they're actually engaged in this community. Don't necessarily just say, hey, you're just a viewer on my video. You just give me a view and you get some, and you pay me some ad revenue essentially for watching that ad. No, make it into a thing where it's like people can feel engaged, because we're kind of in an era right now where everybody feels disconnected and socially just kind of awkward. No, make it so everybody feels like they're a part of this thing. You'll get so many people, you get so many friends sharing these videos around, because it's like, hey, I've been digging this website. It's like a better Facebook, but you can have more fun with it, and you can talk to these creators or whatever. I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, I love all you guys. Hopefully somebody from VidMe sees this, and I would love to talk to somebody at that company. I might actually be throwing my application in. I don't know. I'm in New York and they're all the way in Los Angeles, so I don't know how that's going to work. Fuck's sake. All right, I love all you guys. I'll see you in the next episode. We'll see if Sunday happens. I might have to postpone it till Monday. Next week's going to be difficult as fuck because I've got finals week coming up, and I think I got like 4, 5, or 6 tests coming up, so I might not have time for any of these next week, but we'll see what happens. I might kind of fudge it through a bit and get it done.